first major issue is genetics. From my parents, both had I had a cholesterol issue. I'm having a tablet. That also started with my hypertension. When I started hypertension, I did my blood tests. Then it also found out that I had a cholesterol issue because ultimately cholesterol blocks your, it accumulates and blocks you. So cholesterol medication and hypertension had already started. So my lifestyle was also responsible, and then my genetic was main diet. So after that incident, I totally changed my lifestyle. Become extremely cautious about what I eat and what I do.
I am Venki, a working professional in IT as well as an amateur masters athlete and a coach for endurance sports. You are listening to the Working Athlete podcast. Here, I talk to working athletes from all walks of life and experts from various sports to provide you with inspiration, training tips, and lifestyle advice. If this is something that interests you, I have a small request from you. Please subscribe to the channel on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts from. You can also let me know what you like and what you would like to listen to more of by commenting in the comment section on YouTube. I promise to do my best to improve with each episode and bring you the best content that helps you and me get better each day. This episode is brought to you by The Bike Affair. If you are in search of a one-stop destination that caters to all your cycling needs, our today's sponsor, The Bike Affair, is the perfect place to check out. I have known the founders of The Bike Affair, Krish and Gokul, personally for nearly 15 years now. In fact, my first century ride was with Krish back in 2008. They are both exceptional human beings and entrepreneurs that believe in providing exceptional service to their customers. And it shows. With over 14 years of experience, the Bike Affair has established itself as a trusted source offering honest advice and exceptional service. They are offering a special treat for the listeners of this podcast. You can enjoy a 10% discount on your first order by using the code BikeyVenki on their website. So if you are in Hyderabad, visit their store in Kondapur, or if you are anywhere else in India, shop online by using the link thebikeaffair.com. I will leave the link in the show notes. Now, enjoy the podcast.
Hi, Prashant.
Hi, Vicky.
It's pleasure to have you on the Working Athlete podcast.
It's my privilege, Vicky. I've been listening and following all your podcasts. Really amazing.
Thank you. So, Prashant, what I wanted to talk to you about is a lot of things, but primarily the way you have handled your surgery, right? Heart surgery.
Yeah, I had a heart issue in 2019.
2019.
Yes.
And what were the things related to that, and how you made a comeback from that, the rehab and all that, right?
Right.
But before we get into that, there is so much to talk about as well. Let us start by talking about what was your relationship with sport, say, growing up.
Actually, in the schools, I used to play traditional sports like in our days we used to play Kho, Kabaddi. And I was also going to the RSS Shakha, where we used to play all the traditional games. So that was my beginning with some physical activity. I'm from Nagpur, so I'm from Nagpur. So Nagpur has got a lot of RSS shakhas influence. So that was my beginning with sports, traditional sports.
Okay.
And then did you kind of, were you cycling in any
I came to Pune. Then Pune I joined one athletics club where we used to do a lot of physical training, athletic training, and we used to do mainly cross countries. You are aware that Pune is surrounded by hills. So we used to run on the hills.
When
So
was
that
this?
was when I was in 9th standard, 9th and 10th.
Oh, nice.
That was my real, can say where I found my interest in sports. And I used to run a lot of cross country events and even 10 kilometers races in my school days.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes. And then, okay, please.
So,
during that time, right? So you moved from Nagpur to Pune
Yeah.
and joined this athletic club
Yes.
and got active in running and cross country running
Yes.
and
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
So how long did this continue?
It continued till you can say around 4 years, because now after 12th I decided that because my family they are having a basically chartered accountancy firm.
Hmm.
So I had decided I was good in academics too. I used to top 5 students always in the class, but still I decided to pursue career as a chartered accountant. So during those days we could do pursue the graduation as well as CA parallelly.
Oh.
So then everything changed. So right, you can say after 12th, sports took a back turn, and then career and education primarily took the
Right.
main like focus.
Hmm.
So that then I used to still participate in the sports, but not much.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So once the academics took over, obviously,
Yeah. Career.
preparing for a CA
Yeah.
career
Yes.
is quite a
Yeah,
challenge,
because
right?
I used to do college in the morning.
Hmm.
We had an early morning 5:30 class for CA,
Hmm.
then college, and then after that we had to do the practical training under a CA.
Ah.
So my day used to start at 5:30, and I used to come from the office at 7 o'clock. So I was totally dead tired when I
Right.
came back.
Ah.
So that was my routine. So hardly any time for any sports activities or physical activities.
Right. So that how long did this
No, then
continue?
it continued. Though I have participated in college sport, like I used to. I was jack of all and master of none. I had participated, represented college in athletics due to my uh, fitness background. I
Right.
represented cross country. I used to run track 800 meters, 5,000 meters events, and then I used to represent my class in my hockey, football, and I used to play cricket also.
Okay.
So that way, but only on weekends. I didn't find time to regularly pursue the sports.
Right.
But after became a chartered accountant, then my fitness activities totally stopped
Completely.
completely. I was into like full time into the profession, and no, I didn't, and I had a very, I had developed a very like you can say the lifestyle was not good. So all late night workings and then parties and late night. So all these things started. Uh,
How long did this continue?
See, that was in '86. I qualified as a chartered accountant and started working like the full time practicing CA.
Right.
And then audits and all. We had a lot of traveling and all that continued. You can say till the age of you can say 47, so 25 years. And marriage, then
Right.
kids,
Hmm.
and then up to 47. Like I had so much like I had become like I used to smoke.
Hmm.
Then I realized that then I used to have persistent cough.
Hmm.
So I thought it's not good. So if I like said continue like this, I can't survive. I'll have a bad like health issues and all. So I decided, but I wanted to quit smoking. So to quit smoking, I tried a lot. Is to quit for 8 days, 10 days, maybe for 1 or 2 months. Then again is to start. So somebody told me that if you do some rigorous exercise, you can get away with the smoking. Then we had one group like who used to go to trek every weekend to Sinhagad. So I joined that, and then slowly, then I got introduced to Ashok Captain. You must have heard of him.
Yes.
Yeah. So he also used to come there, and then he told me about one adventure sports like race which is held in Pune. That is the only adventure race which is conducted by NEF by Prashant Purandare, and he told me that let's do that. So I could quit smoking uh, that time due to my rigorous exercise, because I used to get tired by exercise, and then so I changed my lifestyle
Right. So when was this? Which year was it?
when I was around 47 years.
Okay.
And for that enduro race, like it's very rigorous race. You can say you have to do a lot of trekking, running, carry your backpack, bike on the shoulders, and run the hills. Then a lot of navigation. It used to last for. It used to start in the evening, throughout the night navigation,
Oh.
and some 200-300 kilometers all,
Wow.
including your river crossing, rifle shooting, all this,
Bike and trek and adventure.
everything. And I started this race with over 40
Hmm.
first year, and then gradually amateurs, corporate, and I then uh, went up to elite, and I won the podiums right from the 40 to elite also.
Oh, wow.
And in that, cycling is one of the activities which you have to do.
Hmm.
Ashok captain, he told me, Prashant, you are good at cycling. I think you should concentrate on that sport. So that was my serious, you can say, thought that I should focus on cycling.
Right. So now that you have for those who are just listening, he is wearing a T-shirt which says "Made in '63" and 62 years of being awesome.
Yes.
It makes sense. So this if this was when you were 47, about 15 years ago, is when you
Yes.
kind of started.
Enduro activities, like I
Right.
started fitness, slowly I built up. I didn't immediately build up. It took time because I had a lot of health issues. So
around
slowly and slowly,
2010.
yeah, 2-3 years I took to build up.
Uh,
And when I started winning, then that वो चस्का लगता है ना वो जीतने
right.
का.
Right.
So by those days, my participation to podium finish ratio was 90%.
Nice, nice. So this was around 2010 kind
Yes,
of
2011,
thing,
yes.
right? So you gradually kind of started with hike and trek, and then slowly kind of got into
Cycling.
cycling
Yeah,
and
so-
this adventure sport.
Yeah, I would like to share with cycling. I started that those days brevets had started 2011. So Divya Tate, you are aware that she is one of the promoters of that brevet. So Pune and Mumbai, they were the prime clubs. So 2011, I purchased hybrid bike. Before that, I had one Navigator. You must have heard about
Right.
aluminum bike. Then I got Schwinn, and I did my first 300 kilometers ride. I carried my cycle to Mumbai in a bus. Reached there in the evening. Spent the time somewhere. Not even didn't take the hotel. Or some near the venue, and 6 o'clock we are flying up to Nasik. It was Bombay, Nasik, Bombay.
Hmm.
I did that on hybrid, and that time, that was in 2011, January 2011, and I overtook many roadies.
Hmm.
So I thought, yeah, I'm riding okay. Seems since they are riding roadies and high end bikes, and I'm able to still, and I finished it in quite good time.
Right.
So that was my beginning, and then I did after that 600. I did in Chennai, Bangalore, Chennai. Second ride was 600. But I thought that it is not possible to do on hybrid. So I got one second-hand bike. You'll be surprised that I wasn't aware about ABCD of the bike technology, what size and everything. So I got one bike from a person 6 feet high and 54 inches frame. So my seat used to just
Touch the frame.
touch the frame. There was no gap.
Right.
And I did 600 in April, in hot summer, Bangalore, Bangalore. I finished it within time.
Nice. Nice.
And just within 6 months, I finished all the 4 brevets, 400, 300, 600, and I was superintendent.
Right.
And then I heard about PPP, and then so 11 guys, I was one of them. So within 6 months of buying a bike, I wrote a PPP 2011.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that's quite a quick jump in
Yes.
in cycling activity, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember those days when back in
2012, you must remember that I was my first TFL.
2012. Yeah, 2011, the PBB journey also I kind of remember.
Yes.
You, Shreyas, and a few others, 11
Members
people
from
went.
India, yeah.
And that's
And I was
excellent.
DNF by 100 kilometers. 8 hours, I had 10 hours to complete 100. But due to that, I was riding the wrong bike, grinding the gears, wasn't aware about the cadence, wasn't aware about anything.
Right.
So ultimately, the body had
Correct. Gave up.
Yeah.
But so it's also a little bit of a quick ramp up. So I mean that experience might have helped you.
Yeah, after that,
kind of afterwards.
Yeah.
So coming to that was your BRM journey and brevet journey, right?
Yes.
The first time I guess we met was in TFN
Yeah,
2012.
that was just 1 or 2 years of serious cycling.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So I remember you were always enthusiastic and always trying to race up the hills
Yes, yes,
all the time.
yes.
So what was the experience of your TFN first TFN like?
TFN taught me what bicycle cycling is, how to ride. Because that, you remember that time, Naveen John had just returned from Gulf, and he was
Correct.
that their team was with us,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
experienced guys and all. So I got to learn many things about the cycling during that tour. So it was basically a learning for me, TFN to learn.
Yeah, that specialized Kinkini team
Special
was
kicking team, yeah.
newly formed, and they were there with the
Yes.
entire team.
Team, yeah, red color jersey, yeah,
TFN,
yes. I
red
still
and
remember.
white. Loki was there.
Loki was there, and
Naveen John was there,
yes,
and they
yes.
were fighting for the top spot.
Yeah.
And it was great to see the.
And they used to reach
entire
the
team.
time station and finish all coke and everything. After, so I was trying to just behind them, so that we get some good stuff, because some coke and all these things would to get over by the time we finish there.
Right, right.
But that I learned many things of cycling in TFN my tour.
Right. So you have come back to TFN multiple times. How many times have
Then
you
I
done?
came in 2016.
16.
Yes.
Right.
But then 2013, 2014, then I was just like, I didn't like long brevets. I got lost interest in that, and I shifted to racing
Ah.
in 2013 and 14. So 2013 and 14, there was one race which was only CFI approved race in Ahmedabad, Sabarmati Cyclothon.
Right.
So consecutive 2 years, I won that race in 45 plus category, when I was that time 55 plus. They had a 40 plus category.
Right.
So those days competitive cycling was not that competitive in those days.
Yeah.
Now you can see a lot of competition, but those days very few riders, masters riders were there who used to race.
Correct. Correct. Lot of it is great to see that nowadays lot of youngsters are also there. Lot of masters, as in people who might have started in due to the pandemic, or
Yes. Yes.
people who have been cycling for a while and got into masters now also. Lot of members have increased.
Lot of you can see, even in Pune there are races. We see a lot of masters now participating. Just last week we had a race, Parters race. So we had almost 15, 20, 40 plus category participants in that.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that's another reason. Even at BBCH, now there is different category for masters and different start.
Yes.
So some of the races we are like 25, 30 people in masters category.
Yes, yes.
So
that's a very satisfying thing.
Correct, correct. So that's great to see.
Yes.
So you started you kind of lost interest in brevets and started racing, right? So how was the journey like from there, from 2015, 16 onwards?
Yes, till 15, 16 I participated in local races. There was one race in 2016 which was an open race, which had an age category. It was on April 16. Pune Lonavala, Pune 100 kilometers race. So that race, there was Mikey also was there, and good riders were there in that race, and many elite riders. But that race I won in open category.
Nice,
Yes.
nice.
Then I participated in PBCH races, basically climbing. So Pune, a lot of climbing races are there, Sinhagad and Lavasa. So I used to participate. So a lot of racing in those 4 or 5. And I used to win in my category because I had very less competition then.
Right, right.
So I was into full time into racing for this, you can say up to 2017, 2018 till my health issue arose.
So it'd be interesting to talk about that health issue, right?
Yes.
So were there any signs that you noticed before?
Yeah, I will tell you. We had that time WSS racing team, WSSM racing team. I started with life cycle racing. Then another team was WSSM racing. Then I was training for that one of the races, which is climbing race, Dive Ghat. So we had gone, our team members, you must be knowing Kaivalya Samudra, uh, and a few other guys, we had gone training to that ghat section. So there, while climbing, I was trying to chase one elite team member, Mayank, Mayank Tripathi.
Mayank Tripathi, yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah.
he's very good rider. So
Yeah.
I was just, he was ahead, but I was trying to chase him. So my threshold increased, and actually when I started, I was not feeling good. But since it was a team commitment, I started feeling pukey. So when I reached on the top, I puked, and there was no headache. There's no ache in the
Chest
heart,
or
chest,
anything.
nothing. So only thing I had a uneasiness, and a vomit. So I thought I must have some digestion problems. So I reached on the top and told the other team members they can go to Saswad ahead. So and I will come back from there. I waited there. They also didn't feel anything serious. So nobody waited for me.
Right.
I waited on the top for 10-15 minutes. Then I felt better. And then I rode home. That was in February 19. Then everything settled. There was no issue. Regular. Then another 2 weeks there was an enduro race, open category, where I came second. Solo category. I was solo member. I came second there, and I was training and cycling usually. During the month of March, there was a checkup which my brother does. Younger. He told me that you had some issue and something like that. So let's do a regular checkup. So he forced me along with him to do a regular checkup. When I went to the doctor, 2D echo, there was the issue. So there is a 2D echo, then there was a ECG, and then stress test. So ECG and 2D echo reports showed some problems. That was hardly about 1.5 months from my actual incident. And the doctor, he noticed that there was an infarct. ECG was irregular, and there was an infarct noticed. Latest on my ECG. So immediately when I was on the treadmill, it was about to start, that person stopped the test. I said, what is the problem? He said, no, that our doctor has said no. Something is wrong with your health, and so we will not take your stress test.
So
That doctor called my family doctor that I had recently an heart attack.
Oh.
And that thing was not told to me. That even my doctor, she didn't tell me. She's Avanti Beniwale, she's also cyclist.
Right.
So she also didn't tell me, but she told me, not a major issue, Prashant, but you don't do any activities henceforth. You just a walk is okay. No cycling, no running, nothing. I said, what's the problem? I am not feeling anything wrong and I'm okay. No, we are not doing anything.
Okay. So what, apart from that day, feeling pukish and vomiting and having to stop there on a climb,
Yes.
were there any other signs? Nothing.
No other signs.
And were you doing any regular checkups before that checkup?
Before that, actually, I didn't do it on a yearly basis, but I had done 2-3 years back.
And it was all clean.
All okay. Only thing, during one of the races, 2-3 years before, I collapsed at the finish line, 10 kilometer, collapsed in the sense I didn't feel good. And I was taken for there were physios and my blood pressure was checked, it was high. So that time I was hypertension was detected. So that triplet for hypertension was already started before in 2017-18. So I was still racing and with that particular tablet. So hypertension was one of the indications that there may be a...
Okay. So there was a hypertension detected couple of years before.
2-3 years before.
2-3 years before the actual incident.
And that's why then I stopped running. Because during running, my heart rate used to go very high, very quick.
Right.
Cycling, I could manage fairly well.
But even then, you were racing, you were winning, and all those.
Yes.
Right.
After that also, after the incidents also.
Correct. And so, Dr. Avanti said, you're not doing anything.
Yes.
So what happened next?
After that, a doctor advised me to do angiography. Then in April first week to April 15, I had an assignment which was a time bound thing. So I told the doctor that 15 days from 1st April till 15th April I will not be available. So whether it is that urgent? He said no. You can go and come do the work, but do exercise. That was only thing I should follow. And then after I came back, in the 3rd week of April, I went to the heart specialist. I was admitted and my angiography was done. You know, during angiography, they don't give you full anesthesia. They give you
Local anesthesia.
So I could hear what doctors were discussing. So when the doctor inadvertently mentioned, अरे यार इसका तो 100% ब्लॉकेज है.
Wow.
LED उसका पूरा जो लाइन है उस 100% ब्लॉक. I heard that and it was a shock for me. I was like trembling and I was like jumping on the at bed. Then doctor realized कि ऐसा बोलना नहीं चाहिए था ये. Then he took the parameters, so they are all on the screen available. तो इसका भी ब्लड प्रेशर बढ़ गया है. अभी तो उसका एंजियोप्लास्टी नहीं कर सकते. उसको अभी एक काम करते हैं, let's postpone it till he stabilizes. And then I was like angiography करके again. Normally angiography के बाद angioplasty is normally done, but they had to postpone it because of my
High blood pressure.
high blood pressure.
Right. So what is angioplasty?
They put the stent.
So they
But that was not the issue. The next day, I was told that I will have to do angioplasty, but that was not the case. Dr. Aditya Pongshe is here.
Right.
He is also my friend and doctor. We ride together. Doctor told him, Aditya Pongshe and even my brothers. I wasn't aware. They told me that there is only a 50% chance that this block can be removed by lasty. At the same time, we have to keep a table ready for the bypass surgery. That I wasn't aware.
Right.
Because that block was at such a place that it was very difficult to stent that. Put a stent and open that.
Right.
So till that day, I wasn't aware that I may have to go for a bypass. But fortunately, by the God's grace and doctor's skill, that day he could fix it. I had a 100% block on my main line. There are two other lines. Second was 80% and third was 50% done. That was now 6 years. February 19.
Wow.
So maybe that second one must have like maybe it is 80 or 90% now. But they couldn't stent that because this plastic, which is normally over it within 30-40 minutes, within 15-20 minutes, it took almost 45 minutes to run. So they had planned to put stent in another also, which was blocked 80%. But they couldn't put stent. So they only did procedure for only the main. So they only cleared my main line.
So even
now I have got 2 blockages.
Wow.
I will share one thing with you. What doctors told me, you survived just because you are fit.
Wow.
Because due to my rigorous exercises and training regime, you have got a natural bypass. So naturally, whenever I used to do any like intervals, tempo attempts or climbing attempts, naturally when the main supply is not working, your nature has got a tendency to create bypass veins or like channels to provide blood to the heart.
Right.
Due to that only I am surviving. Main line is clear and maybe other 2 lines may be blocked. But by natural bypass saved my life. वो बोले घिसके गया है. So you told me I am able to do lot of activities still at that stage because he said it has just घिसके गया है. You are lucky. If you had been a person who was unfit, you would have been gone.
Right.
With 100% blockage, you can imagine.
Right.
There is no chance of any survival. So I am just very lucky. Doctor told me it's your second life.
But is it?
And I realized that time that health and fitness are 2 totally different issues.
Yeah.
You are fit doesn't mean you are healthy. So my major advice to all my senior friends who are into activity, whether they are doing cycling, whether they are doing running, or whether they are doing triathlon or any physical sports which uh, calls for rigorous physical exercise, you must do. Even if you are fit, you must do your regular checkup.
Health checkups.
That's a must,
Right.
especially post vaccine.
No, would you think that this, like the blockage and all this, was something that was accumulated beforehand?
Yeah,
Because of the
Lifestyle.
lifestyle that you led
Yes,
before.
that two issues in that. First major issue is genetics.
Genetics plays a big
From my parents, both had I had a cholesterol issue. I'm having a tablet. That also started with my hypertension. When I started hypertension, I did my blood tests. Then it also found out that I had a
cholesterol
issue because ultimately cholesterol blocks your,
Correct.
it accumulates and blocks you. So cholesterol medication and hypertension had already started in 2016, 2017.
17.
So my lifestyle was also responsible, and then my genetic was main diet. So after that incident, I totally changed my lifestyle. Totally, I become extremely cautious about what I eat and what I do.
Right. Yeah.
But I will tell you one thing. After 2019, I bettered my own records.
That is
In
crazy.
spite of health issue
Uh,
and aging also.
Right. Now, I want to get into the rehab and how you built back, but I also want to understand, is this like now you have still two blocked arteries?
Yes.
So how is there a plan to kind of clear them, or how is that?
Actually, doctors have advised me
Uh,
not to race, not to exert.
uh,
So medication which I am taking,
hmm,
now I have got another two medicines. One is for the heart, another is two what do you call it, beta blockers. So they are ensuring that my heart rate doesn't go up. So that effort, I cannot make the effort. So by that they are trying to control my heart. I am supposed to not reach my heart rate more than 150 or 140. 150 is also very high.
Right.
130, 140 I should be doing safety. If I am doing still pushing, they say it's not good.
Right.
But still I am doing it.
But why though? It's where doctors are advising
Yeah,
it is
but
risky, right?
Yeah, true. That's true. I should not be doing that. But I am using that Frontier X. You are aware, which takes ECG.
Right. Yeah. The HR belt.
Yes,
with,
HRB ECG. So I am using that fast for the past 2 years,
Okay.
and I monitor my ECG.
Okay. And
So it's okay.
things are
still okay.
fine.
But yeah, fine.
ECG
But
wise.
but in the races now, I don't push beyond the limit. I back off.
Right.
If I feel I still go up to 160, 170 now. But if it reaches 170, then I back off. So that way I have to take care.
Right. Oh, that is yeah. I mean, it is important that we also like take care of
Yes,
the
because now
health, right?
people tell me now you are 62, 63. अभी छोड़ दो क्या racing क्यों कर रहे हो अभी? So I tell them it's not about that. I feel good. It's my passion, and I started late. I started racing when people leave racing. I started racing at the age of 40, so 50 you can say. So let me enjoy it. Previously I used to do one race in a month. Now I do 3-4 races in the year.
Right.
That's it. So I've reduced my number of races. I stopped pushing myself. I was getting much better, but again COVID hit me, and during that third wave, I got a COVID, and it affected my lungs. So after that, I'm having still having asthma.
Oh, okay.
So I'm taking the asthma medicines spray in the morning, both 200 Furakat. So even I have to carry the spray with me during my races, right?
So, but from the angiography, right?
Yes.
That happened in 2019, you said,
90, yeah.
right? So, how did you? What was the rehab
You asked
like?
me that. You asked me that.
Yeah.
Like I was physically, mentally down, very like depressed.
Yeah.
For 1 year, I had not 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, I didn't do anything. I just used to go nearby park and I used to walk. That's it. And then somehow I realized that it is, if I'm like feeling so much distressed and if I'm living like this, I will die early by getting afraid of this. So let's start. So I started cycling, and during COVID, I used to spend. I hate trainers, indoor trainers, but I did lot of training. I had 4 hours ride on trainer rigorously, and that changed my cycling fitness
Right.
during COVID days because there was nothing to do.
Right. And you
So
try to
6 months to 1 year was down, and then I slowly built up
Okay. So during that time you were just walking
initially.
initially.
6
That
months to 1 year.
months to 1 year, and then you realized, if I am feeling so down and out,
There's no point in
It's-
living such type of life.
right? And then you started indoor cycling.
Yeah, and then it pushed my mood. It pushed my it is your mind and your body. They are in sync. If you feel you are down, you are gone. Okay, then you are gone. If you feel you are still, you can do something. Then your body also responds that way.
Right.
So mind and body.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm basically a fighter man. So I will always fight.
Yeah.
I will not give up.
No, that definitely, there is no denying that. But when you restarted cycling, when you were riding indoors, were you making sure that your heart rate is?
Yes, that's why my PR Sinhagad is a benchmark in Pune, where you can judge yourself. So 37 minutes, which I did, was in the year 2022 in one of the races, two peak races. First time we have to climb Sinhagad, and then coming back, I take a round and climb Lavasa and finish the race there. I reached the top of the first in all the categories in 37 minutes. So I did my PR 3 years after my surgery of my procedure. So that you can judge how fitter I had become after the surgery.
Right.
But when COVID struck me, then I was again down. So ups and downs.
Right.
Because lungs were affected, so 70% my lungs were operating. Now still I have to take the spray, otherwise I get a breathlessness and suffocation.
Right.
So ups and downs are coming in my life. I'm just trying to overcome that.
Right.
And last year, you may be aware that I won to King of Mountain 50 plus category Kumbhalika race. I won as King. I got big. That was a 50 plus category. I came first.
Nice.
It's a climb finish race.
Right.
And second was rolling race, just like this course, Ratnagiri. Again 50 plus category. I also won the race back to back. 2 races I won last year.
Nice. Nice. No, it is very, very interesting to see your after that setback,
Yes.
coming back.
Yes.
Is lot of people would not dare to take that risk.
Yes.
I'm interested. So when you were training towards this recovery, right, coming back to some sort of form and getting to a place where you have bettered all your previous
Yes.
performances
Yes.
on something like Simhagar, right?
Yes. Yes.
What was your kind of way back to reach that level? How did you get into that that level of fitness after the procedure?
That COVID time, COVID gave me a lot of time,
Free time.
So I used to spend 3 to 4 hours on
The trainer. Lot of hours.
Lot of hours.
Mm.
So that helped me.
And were you like taking care that you were not
Yes,
exerting too much?
I was mostly doing zone 2.
Ah.
Mostly zone 2.
140.
95% zone 2.
140.
So that, very steady. So what happened? No? My heart rate started coming down for the same speed.
Because of the fitness increase?
Just zone 2, zone. That's it.
Right.
Because Zone 2 was compulsory because doctor had given me the limit.
Right.
So I will not go beyond that heart rate. So that built my. Then I started getting confident that मेरे heart को कुछ नहीं होता है, वो ले रहा है load ले रहा है, it is taking the load, and it is improving my even my I'll tell you, resting heart rate was before my surgery it was between 50 and 60. Now it is between 40 and 50. My resting is between 40 and 50 now.
Right.
So my heart health has improved. Secondly, I have started a lot of strength training. I have body weight. I go to gym. So I concentrated on my strength
Okay.
during those since my last 5-6 years. So that is helping me.
That's
And I'm
also
doing cycling specific exercises.
that's also interesting to talk about the strength training. Right?
Yes.
Were you doing anything, any strength training before this incident?
Not structured.
No.
After this, I started diet.
Not structured, but some gym.
Some
where you
like
were-
push-ups, pull-ups, body weight.
Okay.
No gym. I started that I started just 2-3 years back.
Oh, this structured strength training.
Yes.
Okay. What sort of regimen?
Like I got a coach Siddharth Gadekar, TerraFit, where I go. I'll do a lot of leg press, glute kickbacks, hack squats, deadlifts. So by threshold, I started with the basic weights. Now I lift almost double of my weight. That's my threshold now. I can lift. I'm 60 kg. I can lift up to 120 kg.
Nice.
And it is helping me not only for the strength. Like I feel strong while I climbing because even I do the calf raises. I've outweighted many equipments in the gym already. 150 kg, 120 kg calf raises, glute kickbacks 80 kgs, leg press like that, and hack squats. So I'm getting a lot of strength from that.
Right. The strength training is also
And I don't,
low intensity in terms of heart this
Yes.
thing, right?
Yes. And it is helping me not only for the strength, but I recover faster. And the injuries are not there.
Right. Yeah. That is
So strength
important.
training is my focus, and not only from the point of view of cycling or racing, but
General
in
well-being.
general, because after I get older, I have to have muscles
Right.
to sustain on my own. I don't want to be dependent on anyone else for my physically.
Right.
I should be fit till my end. It's not in my hand, but that's my dream. I should be active till my last breath.
Right.
Quality of life is important, not how many years you live. That's my focus.
That is very, very inspiring to hear, Prashant.
Yeah.
So, with all these learnings over the years, right? What are some of the tips that you would give working athletes to do?
Yeah,
that?
basically, working athletes are time crunched. So, number one, lifestyle, diet, and spend 1 hour for your own self. Whatever you do, cycle hard or whatever, do whatever you want, you enjoy in nature, outside, obviously. Don't smoke, never smoke. Maybe occasional drinks, okay, fine, social drinking, but never smoke. And do your health checkup at least once in a year, even if you feel that you are fit. That's my message to all of them.
Nice. I just remember that we missed talking about diet aspect. You passingly mentioned that the strength training and change of diet was also important. So what kind of changes that you made?
Like whenever I enjoy my drinks. When you are aware. But during drinks, I used to have fried things or which are not good for health. Now with drinks, I would prefer some vegetables, boiled vegetables, or some peanuts, or some the things which are not spicy, not very oily. So that way.
Okay. But in general also, what is your
Protein,
diet like?
all normal diet, chapati and.
Right.
Only thing I have changed is I used to eat very oily food, spicy food.
Right.
So that I have stopped now.
Okay.
And I try to have my dinner early, before 8 o'clock. I go to bed early. previously I used to sleep late, get up early, sleep. I am trying to spend more time on rest. Rest I give a lot of time. If I am not feeling good, previously I used to train for 6 days a week. Now I train hardly 3-4 days. If I get up and I am not feeling good, I will skip the training. I will not go out. I will see that I get enough rest. So rest recovery is also my main focus than training now.
Right. So the sleep also is
Yes. So
super
sleep,
important.
my average sleep was around 5.5 hours to 6 hours before my I think now I have gone up to 6 to 7 hours.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I mean, most people say 8 hours is ideal, but
now
it's a
as
number.
age grows, now your sleep, you are aware that it reduces. But still, my sound sleep is 6 to 7 hours. But I spend around more than 7 hours on the bed at least.
Right.
So I go to sleep before 10 o'clock. And if I am up at 5 o'clock, then almost so in 7 hours I am getting the rest. So 10 to 5 is my normal routine. 5 o'clock I normally get up.
Yeah. Prashant, it's been great sitting down and speaking to you about so many things, but especially about health and how fit you are fit doesn't necessarily mean that you are healthy. That you
That's a
have
message
to,
I have to give to all working athletes of my age or all the such athletes which are more than 40 years old.
Right. Thank you, Prashant, for taking the time and sharing your experience at the working.
It's great pleasure in talking with you. In fact, we were waiting for almost 2-3 years. We discussed back, but we had not opportunity to meet.
Correct.
And thank you very much for you to give me a platform to share my views with all the athletes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.